Bom dia, Portugal!
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, Gumpers.
Hola, bon dia, alegria. Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, a live stream and the podcast. Don't forget the podcast. How are you this morning? Tudo bem? Como estás? Here we go again. It is Thursday, the 2nd of May, and the opening meme you'll have seen is a new feature. Is my Airbnb Portuguese enough? That's an extraordinary display of Portugueseness, I think you'll agree right there. Is that a Red Bull can? I see. That's not very Portuguese, if that's what it is. Somebody needs wings. Thank you very much for sending this in. And there is, I think, a destroyed pastel de nata. Sorry, Jackie, to put you on the same screen as a custardy tart, which you eschew. I know your feelings well and truly now about the mix of sugar, egg, and is there milk in there as well? I think it probably is milk, isn't there? Yeah, how could that vignette there, that little tableau portrait seen on that table of a Portuguese Airbnb be made any more Portuguese? I can see something that's missing that I looked up just before the show because I think it's an interesting subtraction. Or it's not a subtraction. It wasn't taken away. It was never there in the first place. But there is something missing from that picture of the devastated pastel de nata remains on a plate. That is not there, that should be there if it's truly Portuguese. I'll let you add your view as well on this. Welcome to Thursday, to Quinta-feira here in Portugal. And it's a fairly pleasant day, a little bit chilly, some ominous looking rain clouds, but that beautiful blue sky trying to poke through from behind the scenes. And I'm sure we'll experience some warmth today. That's back well and truly, even though there's an occasional rain shower. And it's getting chilly in the morning, or it's chilly at night. And obviously, as we wake up in the morning, it's still a bit cold. That warmth, that sun, the cold country, but the hot sun is showing itself well and truly from time to time. The shape of things to come, the big yellow thing in the sky. Right. Who's in already? We can see that Jackie, the humble crafter, is. Thank you for your correspondence, Jackie. Lots of clashing patterns in that pic. Yowza, says Geraldo, who likes his place setting a little plainer by the sound of it. Antonio F is in. Owen, yesterday, what stays in the mind from yesterday's conversation and my feedback from James at the Anson Brewery as well is this talk of Naked Gardening Day. So I went and did a little bit more research and made my own little contribution and then discovered it's not until Saturday. It's the first Saturday. It's the first Saturday of May every year, not the 1st of May as we thought. And all sorts of spin-offs occurred yesterday, didn't they, as a result of, I don't think Geraldo is talking about my naked gardening picture, the clashing patterns. He's talking about the place setting here, by the way, just to clear that up. Yeah, all sorts of spin-offs. Naked house viewing day. There were all sorts of naked brewing day. I think James decided not to do that at the Anson Brewery, probably against the law locally. We can see Owen's buns, I think, as well. Look, or one of them anyway. I think that turned out to be rather delicious. A bit of choux pastry, I think that's called, isn't it? Topped with chocolate and filled with cream as well. Jackie will be absolutely retching in the UK at the moment. Sorry, Jackie, we're going to have to get used to this. See this as some sort of acclimatization. What's it called? The process where is it acclimatization? But, it's like a phobia training, isn't it? Where you gradually get introduced to the thing you're phobic to so that eventually it doesn't affect you anymore. You're going to be surrounded by custard here, Jackie. So we will do our best to help you with that condition. I've got a new male fashion expose. You know me. I like to share with you the latest looks from the fashion scene from haute couture. And I've got a new one for you that I think you're going to not like very much. So we'll come back to that. And of course, today we'll have a look at the May edition. Oh, it's the 2nd of May, yes. The 2nd of May and the May edition of the Snapshot magazine. Ali will be here at around 9:30. And the lads in Lisbon talking about, I started talking about Naked Gardening Day with Fabrizio. And he did send me some bushy pictures. I think he kind of ignored the fact that he just went for the gardening and not the naked bit. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. And yeah, just to clarify, this is nothing to do with, well, it is related to naked gardening. That, just to clarify from yesterday, that is a strange looking potato having a crisis right there, and not a direct result of Naked Gardening Day, or no direct connection with that. But that's a hilarious potato. And you didn't expect to be hearing those two words together this morning, did you? Hilarious and potato. Not if you're that potato, though. That potato that is the personification of not enjoying life, or having enjoyed life a little bit too much. I've seen drunken friends with that look on their face as well, and that angle too. Right. Okay, let's go through the comments, shall we? Let's say hi to a few folks. Desensitization, that's the word. Thanks, Rodinot. Your custard desensitization starts here, Jackie, having shared that information with us. Bom dia, Gumper, said from James, who was in at 7:46. Feliz quinta a todos. Como vão? Como vão? Como vão? Mindful moment. Not enough answers to that yet. Muito bem, obrigado, contigo. Come on, let's keep it up with learning the Portuguese. Mindful moment then from James. Ask yourself, where am I? Ah, yes, where are you right now? Answer here. Ask yourself, what time is it? You know what time it is. You know what time it is. The answer is now. Say it until you can hear it. We are here and we are now. Are we not? Oh, that now is gone. Here's another now. Oh, and then another one, and then another one. It's relentless, isn't it? Thank you very much for that, James, and your mindful moment. Some lovely images, actually. And really, I should have accompanied that comment with this picture here. There's a dog meditating. I think we've got cats and dogs represented with your visuals this morning, James. Thank you very much. That was Ramdas. Which is a terrible name when you think about it, which I won't, and I will not dwell on that any further. Mindful dad joke then. My therapist told me, write letters to the people you hate and then burn them. Did that, but now I don't know what to do with the letters. Oh, it's just a joke, but it's a funny one. Wow. Okay. And your visual this morning. Now, this kind of cats, I find dogs most of the time very restful creatures. Jimmy obviously gets very excited before he's about to go out for a walk. And I really stirred it up last night, much to the alarm of the children. I really got Jimmy stoked for his walk last night. He's running around all over the house, jumping up and down on beds. Kids are shouting at me, Mum will go mad. It was great fun. And that's what, in my mind's eye, that's me and my dogs just sat around meditating. And the funny thing is, the other visual that's come in this morning, this actually happened in the house. Came home with a big paper bag, a large paper bag. And anytime there's a box in the house, this definitely happens. I can confirm this as feline behavior in my own experience. When you want to catch a cat, just leave a box out. Just set out boxes and wait. Results may vary. And it works too with carrier bags, with paper carrier bags. No sooner had I emptied the brown paper carrier bag in the kitchen, there was a cat in there rustling away. So annoying. But cute as well, to be fair. Cute, his little head popping out of the brown paper bag. Unfortunately, only a domesticated cat and not that's a leopard there, right there, isn't it, in the bottom of the screen. Results may vary. That'd be a shock, wouldn't it? If you stick if your latest Amazon delivery cardboard box is outside the back door, you come out and there's a leopard in there. Very good, James. Thank you very much indeed.
Hooah!
To you, my friend, this morning. And it's a bon dia, Gumpers. E Feliz Quinta from the coach who is in the country, speaking quite a lot of Portuguese, we can see here. Let's get the frame back on the screen. There you go. Feliz dia, Gumpers. And Feliz Quinta have sore legs today as we walked from Praia de Luz on the coastal path to Lagos and back. Totaled over 28,000 steps. That's just showing off. 28,000. I've got my Fitbit back on. I left it off for a little while. Got my Fitbit back on, and it was vibrating when I did 5,000. When I reached 5,000 steps late last night. But that's very impressive. 28,000 and 77 flights of stairs. Goodness gracious! Did you do some car parking as well yesterday? That's very impressive. Well done, Coach T and Mrs. T there. I dare say there's a God Squad tip of the day coming. Yes, press ups, the press ups plus. Meeting up with Paul Richards a little later. So looking forward to that. It'll be good to hear his experience of moving here. Sure will. A mine of information. He probably won't buy you a drink. He's from Yorkshire. But apart from that, if you're tapping his brain, he's probably going to expect you to buy the lunch and the drinks there. He bag them. I heard that. Pardon. God Squad tip of the day then, along with press-ups, tricep dips. Ah, yes. These came into my life last year, tricep dips. It sounds like it's a dinosaur. The tricep dipsaurus are the other good exercise to maintain. Hopefully you won't get a saurus. Tricep dips are the other good exercise to maintain, although maybe we will do gluteal exercise. I always would find that useful, Coach Turner. Just a little note to you. Along with press-ups, tricep dips, we will get to the end of this sentence, are the other good exercise to maintain shoulder and arm strength. Sit on a chair or a bench, put your legs out straight, putting your hands on the chair, slowly lower your backside towards the floor, then back up again. Yeah, you can do this. Have you done? Is this a straight leg version? Because there is a bent leg version as well, isn't it? When you're a little new to it, I guess. Or maybe you would advise against it. Let's find out. Putting your hands on the chair, slowly lower your backside towards the floor, then back up again. To add a little extra effort, raise your hips until your torso and legs are in a straight line. This is one of those where we need a sign. Gumper exercising. You know, like those floor mopping signs. Be careful, slip hazard. We probably need a stand-up yellow plastic warning sign to say that Gumper exercise is in progress. Because some of these positions the coach puts us in could be very uncompromising if the local vicar or district nurse suddenly walks in to find you grunting and groaning and contorting yourself on the floor. Don't worry, I'm just exercising. Oh, could you help me up? This will help develop your core muscles. Repeat about 10 times if you're just starting out, you see. Don't lower yourself too far. Otherwise, the vicar or the district nurse will have to help you back up off the floor. Or you'll have to do one of those rather ungainly rolls to the side. We've all been there, haven't we? When our back's gone or whatever. And you don't just spring up off the floor. You roll over to one side and then work your way up slowly. So go steady. If it hurts, stop. Yes, start gently and slowly. And see if you can enjoy it as well. That's the important thing. Sometimes when you discover a muscle you haven't used for a little while, it can be quite the shock. But if you go about this gently, then it can be quite nice. Can't it? Oh, I don't remember that little twinge there, or not a twinge exactly, but like a little stretch. Stretching's nice, isn't it? Who doesn't like a good stretch first thing in the morning? Bon dia, Carl and Gumpers from a blue sky 9-degree Belfast. Good morning to you, Deagle. A few very warm days ahead, peaking Sunday at 16 degrees. It's a bank holiday weekend, so going to be great. Everyone outdoors. That's the way to do it, isn't it? Is that the May Day bank holidays turned into a bank holiday weekend there in Belfast and in the UK, I think. Massive day yesterday. Home Affairs, Minister of Home Affairs allowed to start chemo on the 14th of May. Sending lots of love to you, to the Kaza McKillen, to all of you there, Deagle. We were told very slight chance, but starting on her birthday, best birthday present ever. So love to you, Deagle, and to Kathy. Bon dia, Gumpers. Smash that like button, folks, says Jackie, the humble crafter. Lovely to hear your voice. I do like it when people communicate with me via WhatsApp, to hear a voice note. Not if it's over 30 seconds, however. You know who you are. There are some people, aren't there, who just kind of get carried away. They start off. I know I'm a fine one to talk when it comes to talking, but there are those who send you a WhatsApp message and you don't even listen to it, do you? Because it's like, it's 7 minutes long. I do not have that amount of time to give away today for you to just be saying, oh, hold on a minute, I've just got a parcel. And then you have to walk with that person on their WhatsApp voice note to the front door. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Do I have to sign for it? Yeah, okay, there you go. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just on the phone. Hi, yeah, you're still there. Right. Okay, yeah, as I was saying. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, no, I might have to call you back and leave another voice note of 10 minutes in another 10 minutes time. Can't remember now. Anyway, yeah, okay, hope you're having a great day. Bye. 7 minutes gone, and they haven't actually said anything. Does that happen to you? It does happen to me from time to time. So I do love to hear a voice note, definitely. But maybe keep it down to 30 seconds. Is that okay? Bon dia, Portugal from João de Norte, and a morning all from Owen. And custard talk, desensitization. Remember, it has begun, Jackie. You're not going to get far from custard in this country. It's a gauntlet that you'll be running. Wine, custard. What was the other thing you weren't too keen on? I can't remember now. Lots of clashing patterns in that pick. Yowza. So yes, is my Airbnb Portuguese enough? A brand new feature launched this morning. That's a Portuguese tablecloth kind of ish, isn't it? The Azulejo table mat. I think the gold cutlery is quite a nice touch. Bit of a nightmare in the dishwasher, I would have thought. And a pastel de nata, and no glass of milk there. That was the other thing. It could be a glass of milk, as we found out the other day from Philomena. Milk is a very popular breakfast item, as in a glass of milk, and maybe a cheese sandwich followed by pastel de nata. That would be quite a traditional Portuguese breakfast, apparently. But what else could be added to that? A little sort of a cockerel. Fridge magnet on the, but I guess a salt and pepper pot made out of cockerels would go nicely and would add to the visual wizardry of the scene there that João de Norte is alluding to. Lots of clashing patterns in that pick. Yeah, I think a nice Barcelos cockerel cruet would set that off nicely as well. Any other comments on that place setting? Please send them to us in the chat, or you can send your own picture of your own place setting if you want on 913 590 303. Antonio F. also in this morning. How are you doing? Oh, I have a couple of news stories I want to share with you as well this morning that have really stuck in my mind. Fabrizio and Ian joining at 9. Ali joining at 9:30. Now, I send myself the occasional voice message as well on WhatsApp. This was just a news item that I'm looking for that I sent myself. Yes, Sharks and Starbucks coming up in the show. Bon dia, João from Jackie, and quite a lot of crosstalk and chit chat going on in the chat. People welcoming each other, which I love to see and eavesdrop on those conversations. Bon dia, Algarve from Sarah today. Good morning to you, Buddy. Great to see you here. If I did naked gardening, I would have Save the Whales organization turning up. Come on, no body shaming here. I'm ready. I'm ready for mine. Look, here's a still for you. Hey, I'm looking forward to that. Very proud of that piece of work. The video I'm talking about. That will be protruding into the internet at midnight on Saturday morning. That's the official day. And if you have time to get ready, it's only Thursday. And it doesn't take much preparation, does it? What do you need? You need nothing, basically, except a well-placed plant pot or something similar if you are taking photographs. So do join in the fun. World Naked Gardening Day on Saturday, my wedding anniversary. And maybe that's the present I shall gift to Mrs. M for our anniversary. Woo! I'm in the garden with your with your wedding anniversary present. Mind what you're doing with those secateurs. Brr, I'm shivering. I hope it wasn't that picture. And think I will crawl back into bed again. Is it a bit chilly in central Portugal? Says Antonio. That's common for those living near the Serra da Estrela mountain range or other high mountains. The sun will shine and it will warm things up. It'll be really warm by about midday. Hooah! Thank you, James. Thank you for bringing that sound effect and reminding me of that sound effect and having it in our lives again. Yeah, here's that weather scenario for people in the part of the country where Baddy is. Freezing at 12 minutes past 7 and absolutely sunny and gorgeous. Hawaiian garlands, sunglasses and sun hat on at 2:30 in the afternoon. That's how we roll here in Portugal. Oh, yeah, and it goes back to the first picture by about 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening at this time of year. But that will change as well. You know those balmy summer nights that you get in central Portugal, Buddy. It'll be warm at 10 or 11 in the evening soon. And so warm some of those summer evenings that it's hard to sleep. Funny old world. It's been a while. Not so deep thoughts. Thank you, João de Norte. The return of not so deep thoughts. Excellent. If an ambulance runs over someone whilst on their way to save another, does it stop to help or press on dutifully? There's a moral maze for you right there. And another one possibly here. Why are they called cookies rather than bakies? I wonder. Have you also, Owen? And another one. Look at these. He's been saving them up by the look of it. Take is the opposite of give, right? So does a caregiver mean the same thing as a caretaker? I have been a school caretaker. Yes, enjoyed that job. Sit-ups and press-ups completed this morning. Well done, Owen. Yeah, because there can be a little bit of the old tumbleweed, can't there? The God Squad tip of the day comes on, and then people are like, okay. No, not that one. That one. God Squad tip of the day. So well done, Owen. Good man. Sit-ups and press-ups completed this morning. Did you try a Triceratops dip as well? It was yesterday morning I'd realized that I could do them. Oh, well. Oh, yes, of course. You leapt to it, didn't you? Yes, very good. And thank you, Michael, of course, yesterday for stroking the foliage with that naked gardening. Oh, is that guy naked? He's got a hat on. I guess that can be part of a naked outfit, is a jauntily placed hat. And I think it's fair to say I've improved on that image there. Nice hand movement, though, it's got to be said. It's almost a rain dance. There's quite the shower occurring in the distance there. What is this? Alcázar de Sol. That was yesterday. The little thumbnail for that was quite odd on the screen there. That was Coach Turner's latest video that we played yesterday and is going to be up on our YouTube channel. I've got 3 up there now, and I was trying to figure out with Coach Turner how many he's actually sent me. 7, he says. Excellent stuff. So we will continue to feature those on the YouTube channel because they're very, very good, documenting the wonderful Portugal trip of the drive from the UK to Portugal in the beautiful blue Porsche. Right. Well done, Owen, says Coach, to you, and hooah to Carl in the garden. Oh, I see. Yeah. Is that what I said? Or was that when I got a little bit too close to the aloe vera? And it was less of a hooah than a whoo and that is the problem, of course. Some countries are safer than others in which to perform the naked gardening. There are certain pitfalls. A sharp bit of cactus, the aloe vera style, is not so much fun. We're over nettle season, though. I think are we done with nettles? I think we are mainly, aren't we? The nettles are a little bit earlier on this year. Stay away from the nettles if you are naked gardening this coming Saturday. I know some of you are not fans of the idea, and some of you are definitely fans, and some of you will be doing an OnlyFans. No, not really. Some of you, I think, are in the middle. It's a bit like my fashion tips. Fashion tips, Carl, you say? Yes, I've got another one for you. And again, it's like, no way. Yes, definitely. And I could be persuaded. Could you be persuaded to try this new fashion sensation for men? The pea-stained pants. Yes, this flashed across social media, I think only this morning. And that is a catwalk, isn't it? Because that guy's got the gaunt, distant look of a male catwalk model that you see. And those are the pea-stained pants retailing at between $600. The lengths I go to for you to bring you the latest from the men's catwalk, this being the latest offering, and they are retailing between $600 and $800 a pair. I'm assuming that's a pair rather than per trouser because it's a pair of trousers, isn't it? A trouser is the individual tube, the pair of trousers when they're sewn together. And in this case, doused with I haven't done enough research to be able to tell you if that is authentic urine on the jeans, or even to know why this is actually happening to us as a species. Why? I mean, use cases. I mean, this is a phrase they use in technology, isn't it? What's the use case here? I suppose let's find the silver lining, shall we here? Let's be positive about this. Let's reframe it positively. I think if you're prone to a little bit of leakage, these are proactive. You could put it that way, I suppose. They are a great lever as well. If everyone wore these, then there wouldn't be any embarrassment of this kind. That's another way of looking at it, because we've all been there. We've all been to the toilet and come out and washed our hands and had a massive blowback, as it were, from the tap. Isn't that one of the most embarrassing things that can happen? You're washing your hands in the lavatory. You may be at a restaurant, and a rather vigorous flow from the tap splashes you exactly in this area. Maybe that's where the inspiration come from. Fashion designer was having a bad day, was out having lunch, big splash. I've got it, the eureka moment in the gentleman's lavatory. Yeah, and you don't want to be shouting eureka in a gentleman's lavatory in a public place. Thank goodness Fabrizio and Ian are here. They were spared seeing that. Should I or shouldn't I, Gumpers? Should I show them that picture or not, I wonder? I'm feeling mischievous this morning. Gents, you can tell me when you get on the screen if you would or you would not wear this new sensation from the male catwalk, pea-stained pants. Only 600 to 800. They have gone completely silent. Either their Wi-Fi is frozen or they are so shocked their faces that cannot move. Jaws are on the floor, I think, in Lisbon this morning. Yes or no? We will find out from Fabrizio and Ian. Okay, that's some reassuring head shaking going on in Lisbon this morning. Why? That's the big question, isn't it? We have lovely, that's an awful photograph from any angle, really, isn't it? We've got some beautiful photographs from the lads in Lisbon a little bit later on of recent fun had in the capital, the Carnation Revolution celebrations, of course, and other pictures. And I don't know if I've got clearance to show the plants on the balcony or not. Would love to show those. You have a beautiful balcony with lots of foliage there. Right, let's go to a few more of the comments then before we welcome them onto the screen. That's Fabrizio and Ian in the capital this morning. Ali joining us, of course, at 9:30 as well. So sit-ups and press-ups completed. Well done, Owen. Coach Turner. We probably need a coach whistle, don't we? Or some other, maybe Coach Turner saying something like, well done, lovely boy. Something along those lines, as well as muito bem from Philomena. And my attempt at a dad joke, the hashtag MAAADJ. Why did father bring an antennae to the wedding? He thought he would try to improve the reception. Ouch! I think not to the jeans. Okay, so there's a no from James. He will not be wearing those specially stained jeans, denim. Why pay? We can so easily make them ourselves. That's a fashion designer. That's the bane of a fashion designer's life, isn't it? Having wisecracks like that. I could have just done that with a pair of scissors or an old potty full of wee. The excuse, oh, these came this way. They are quite popular, you know. It's captured James's imagination, and for $600 to $800, do you think they place the stain more accurately? Pea-stained pants. Sorry if you're having your breakfast. Pea-stained pants. I dread to... I had not thought ahead. I had not thought ahead on this. God knows what they're going to invent next. Oh, so much to talk about, Fabrizio and Ian. Let's give them a nice big round of applause because I don't think I can speak. Hola, bom dia, tudo bem?
Morning, bom dia. Bom dia.
How are you this morning?
We're good.
We didn't see you last month, did we? For one reason or another. So it's great to have you back on the screen. How's it going?
We were in Madeira. Yeah, we were.
Of course, we did show some pictures, but it was sad not to have you in real life on the screen. And I'm going to ask you how Madeira was. Obviously, paradise and fantastic.
Incredibly tropical. I never expected anything so close and so different from
Really?
Yeah, a lot of banana plants. It looked like Cuba or something like that. Yeah.
You did send some beautiful pictures, which I did post up in the Portugal Club so people can see them again there. And yes, a tropical. When we look at the weather, often the weather's a bit cooler than it is on the mainland. But there's a definite tropical vibe, is there? Whatever the weather in Madeira.
Yeah, and I guess it's because it's constant. You know what I mean? So it obviously doesn't really have a winter, does it? As such, it's
okay.
In the winter about maybe up to 30 in the summer. So it's got quite a constant temperature, whereas here the moment's a bit different.
It's up and down, isn't it? Like a proverbial. My goodness, yeah. And this is the season where it's really up and down, isn't it? Because you're getting those lovely Lisbon days, aren't you? You get out there, you can almost strip down to the waist when you're walking about in Rocio, and then come 9 o'clock in the evening, it's like what? And then in the morning as well, getting started in the morning.
It is. It's true.
Yeah, so it's temperamental. Yeah, it's just. But next week is going to be very warm, I suppose.
Good, thumbs up, and we're ready for that. So before we have a look at your lovely pictures of your garden, basically, and some of your recent highlights, the Lisbon Lowdown, we're calling it. You've been out and about in Lisbon. We've got some lovely photos to prove it. And what were your highlights then of Madeira? What would you recommend to other people?
Well, Funchal is great. I mean, we did probably the real touristy bits in there, but actually they're worth doing. So in terms of going up on the
Funicular.
I forgot the word.
Yes.
And in terms of the parts, up the top of there as well, the sites are pretty impressive. We did do one of the walks. We didn't do as much as we had because it had rained a lot. So I think that was actually one of the reasons why we couldn't do your show, because we planned to go on a guided one. But actually, we didn't go on that one in the end, did we? Because when we got there, it had heavily rained overnight, and they said part of it might be too dangerous too.
Is that where you walked through the little sort of waterways, the Levadas?
Levadas.
Yeah, and it's
beautiful. That's what I would suggest, to enjoy the nature and landscape as much as possible.
Yeah,
when you are there, because it's just unique.
It's incredible. Very much so.
And food and wine highlights, please.
Excellent. Actually, we were quite surprised actually at the quality of some of the stuff that we ate. We ate really well.
Yeah, food and wine as a tip. Also, that it feels like sort of a tropical. There's a lot of bananas and stuff. It feels kind of a subtropical cuisine. But I have to say, Funchali's got a very lively, not fast, young entrepreneurial businesses that open restaurants run by young people with an incredible passion about that. So go out and eat out, really, because there's a lot of very good places, and it's cheaper than Lisbon, which is becoming quite a premium in terms of dining out.
Right.
And the quality of the service, the food, and I think it was just very good. So I was
thoroughly recommend it. I do want to go to Madeira one of these days. Yeah, and the Azores, of course, mentioned yesterday that Filomena is putting together a tour. I think it's looking that way. We took into her tonight. Actually, Filomena will be on the Expats Portugal website.
Cool.
And she is talking of getting a little tour together, which will include most of the islands. I think a bit of island hopping over in the Azores as well. Oh, it started raining here. I can't believe it. It's so very April-esque. Sorry, go on. Can we have a Lisbon weather report?
The box you've got off the river by the looks of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's sunny at the moment. We can just about see, if you look at the window one way, you can just about see the statue of Christ. So the thing is on the other side. So if you can't see it, we know it's foggy on the river. But if you can see it, you know the fog's
so we can see Jesus, and apparently it's a good sign.
Like a Jesus weather vane you've got there. That's incredible. Literally, it's a sign. It's a sign. Okay, well, so let's come back to Lisbon then and talk about what's been going on there. It looks like you've been having quite the time of it. The Carnation Revolution celebrations were pretty awesome, were they not?
They were. Quite surprisingly so, actually. We imagined a big procession. We didn't imagine it to go on for that long.
Oh, really?
We got there at 2:30. I think we started towards the back by where it started from, and obviously already it had gone all the way down to Rocio, I believe, because we couldn't see where the end was. It was already very busy, and we got down to Rocio 3 hours later, as we slowly walked and watched different bits. But it's through the Avenida da Liberdade. So it's from the Marquês de Pombal to Rocio, and it's it's a very small stretch of road, and it was already chock all the way to the end of it. So literally, it's just, I guess, it was just a slow pace walking down. It was beautiful. It was very incredibly touching.
Great pictures here. Thank you very much for sharing these with us. Sort of reenactment vibes as well, almost with the tank.
Yes, but what it was good. It was rhetoric. It was looking back at the celebration of what happens in the past.
Yeah,
but it wasn't really, because it was pretty much of who you are and where you are today. Really, what you stand for and for freedom, because freedom is there one day, but it's gone the other. No, and there was a lot of people from a lot of age groups, and they all come together, and it was wonderful representation of this country and its people, and it was very good.
Yeah, we got a little bit of video which I think conveys that as well. So generally speaking, then the atmosphere in Lisbon was it a party? Was it somber? What was the general vibe of the celebration?
It was pretty much a joyful event.
Yeah.
There was a lot of photographs, but it was all about, rather than being photograph of the. There's a very there's this fable of these being a soft, this past dictatorship to be a soft dictatorship. No, the stuff was tough. I mean, there was a lot of limitation on personal freedom. There was a lot of prisoners. There was very hard jail. There was torture going on. I mean, the stuff was long and it was bad. But it wasn't. There wasn't the highlight. The highlight was about the day. There was pictures all around the town about the day of liberation, and there was people climbing on buildings and hugging, and it was very good.
How lovely! How lovely!
So it wasn't so much looking at the painful past. I acknowledge it, but it wasn't all about that. It was all about that's what we have. Let's not
go back to
what we gain and we can lose.
So gratitude, perhaps, then.
That's it.
Reflective gratitude. How lovely. The right balance by the sound of it. Very good. And you very kindly captured some video as well. So let's have a look at some of the video clips too. Wow. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Yeah. And we've got more.
Dentro de ti, oh cidade, o povo é quem mais alegra, pela fraternidade, canto a Vila Morena.
Portuguese people sing along, don't they? So moving.
Oh yeah,
yeah, incredible. And yes, one more final clip of video here. That's it right there, isn't it? Today and always, remembering the past 50 years ago, but remembering to be grateful for freedom today, right now, of course.
Yeah, and there was an incredible support for the people of Gaza.
Right.
The percentage of that feeling and Palestinian flags, they were basically everywhere. So there was a lot of it yesterday too, because we had also a big march yesterday.
Oh, May Day. Oh, yeah. What was that like? So the people back on the streets again in Lisbon, of course, because that was, you don't see this very often, but in 1974, on the 1st of May in 1974, that was one of the biggest flockings to the street that Portugal had ever known in its history.
Yeah,
the spirit of that was alive yesterday as well, was it?
Yes, much bigger yesterday than it has been, in previous years. We've seen it, but it was, smaller. Definitely yesterday was huge. And obviously also, yes, because it was prohibited until the regime fell.
Yeah, of course, yes, a massive outpouring on that 1st of May in 1974.
Exactly. Yeah, and very good spirited. Unlike the Paris one, which I was watching a few things on them, the clips where everybody was like waiting for it all to kick off.
But also, I think
it's very strange the difference between.
There's been few stuff going on the past few years. This year, nothing. But the past few years, few estate agents' windows were smashed and all the other stuff.
Oh.
But
What is that seen as the sort of bourgeoisie symbols of capitalism?
Yeah, I guess.
I think it's got to be habitat, the cost of housing and what.
Yeah, it was amazing. Discontent. But for example, May Day in London is one of the things I say. Oh, good, just I used to work on Bishopsgate the first few years that I was in London, and we just shut. We say no. Yeah. We say no. They're gonna smash everything. Yeah, we stay home. I was
reclaim the streets.
Yeah.
Well, so typically then a Portuguese effort, a Portuguese approach is peaceful, joyous, and an opportunity to party and be with people and have a more of a familial atmosphere than an aggressive and violent one.
I suppose. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Glad to hear it. Excellent. Well done, Portugal. And I mean, I think we can say that, can't we, about certainly the Carnation Revolution and the excellent celebrations that we're continuing here on the Good Morning Portugal show with these lovely recollections. So thank you for capturing that. We will return to your balcony, your beautiful balcony in Lisbon there. And I'm also, we've started something this morning called Is My Airbnb Portuguese Enough? Because we were sent this picture. This is an Airbnb shot this morning. There's quite a lot of patterns going on there. We're asking the question of what's missing to make that even more Portuguese. So you might like to add to that as well this morning. As an interior designer, that was probably a little bit shocking to you. Sorry, Fabrizio.
No, I love a pattern.
You do, but so many.
Yeah. The more, the better. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
A busy breakfast. It wakes you. It's like a visual.
Behind us,
yeah.
A visual cup of coffee, really, isn't it?
It's a bit.
Okay, so you're not a minimalist then?
No.
Okay, all right.
Also, you can have a sort of aesthetics that you can bring forward as a solution for spaces and stuff like that. But at the end, people's spaces, they do what the hell they want. And that's what I feel. That's my approach to design, really. There's this vision that I arrive to a place and I strip everything down to suggest a lifestyle and all the other thing. And you do that in shops and other stuff, because when you work with people's homes, especially,
yes,
there's the taste and memories and books and ceramics and all the other thing. You might want to chuck everything away, but you refrain from doing so because that's people's identity in life. You have to work with it.
Yes, I was watching a Netflix. I'm not sure about it yet. I was watching a Netflix show about a girl band that get back together. Friends 5 Ever, I think it's called, written by Tina Fey. She can be quite a good comedy writer, but there's some quite good lines in it. And one of them, she says, "I'm really good at interior design. In fact, I've worked with so many interior designers who just keep saying to me, why don't you just do it yourself?"
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm sure that's what happens with quite a few interior designers. It gets a little bit frustrating.
And also with all those programming television, like the Llewellyn, I don't know what the name is, all these people that promote themselves as being a guru of taste and all the other thing. The people watch so many of those programs. Then when you go to people's home,
yes,
to do that job, they're already fully briefed. They're convinced that they can do your job better than you. You just
yes.
So in fact, private clients rather than corporate or commercial, that it works. I mean, I'd rather not. Because if you could, I'd rather not, because if you have a very strong direction, what am I here for?
Yes, yeah, fair enough. Very interesting. Okay, so a few comments coming in before we go to your balcony. Last one for today, then. I can never remember what this stands for, but not so deep thought. There you go. Last one for today. If a poison has an expiration date, does it make it more poisonous, or is it no longer poisonous?
It's interesting.
We just have to leave that hanging there, I think. And back to those trousers from the catwalk. And again, I think fashion designers, they also get quite a lot of heat, don't they? Because we do tend to pick on these funny things that we see rather than appreciating the whole collection or trying to understand the motive of the fashion designer. If I saw somebody wearing those jeans, I would take hold of their elbow and offer them assistance. Maybe that's the thinking behind that pair of jeans then. I don't know. What do you think of those guys? I don't think I would wear them.
$600 to $800.
Yes.
I think they come for free with age, no? No?
Yes, I think you're right. Right.
I mean, when you pass like 90 something, I think that's a good chance that,
And I quite like denim on an old guy. I think it's quite a cool look. You know, that old American sort of fashion vernacular.
I love it.
The farmer almost, the jeans.
Yeah, and I like also the denim seen as a sort of a workwear solution, Japanese.
Yes.
Yeah, very sleek.
Yes.
Yeah, very sleek.
Do you know Isto? Do you know that shop Isto in Lisbon?
Yeah.
I like their stuff, and they like those almost Maoist jackets, don't they?
Yeah.
In a workwear utility style jackets in a kind of denim-y cotton. Yeah.
Very conscious about the material, the production numbers.
I like them a lot.
They're cool.
Yes. Yes. I can't wait for the poo stained pants. I will draw the line there. This is a breakfast show. Jackie with a similar sentiment there. Good morning, everyone from Gemini. You've joined us at an interesting time at Gemini on the screen here. Jeans very popular in Belfast for years. Men of a certain age love them. Coming home from the pub, maybe. Michael Barton, how is the sunny and beautiful Miranda de Corvo this morning because we had a Bon Dia Portugal from Michael earlier on as well. I've seen several living rough gents sporting these trousers, though I suspect they were not 600 to 800. Quite popular this morning, but not for the reasons that were expected, I guess, by the fashion house. Cardboard sign, única luta que se perde aquela que abandona. The only fight you lose is the one you give up. Wow, isn't that wonderful? Thanks, Antonio, for that. Jackie, you might be able to help with this, chaps. I know this is off subject, but is there any herbs that anyone has problems getting in Portugal? We just go to Rossio Square if you're struggling to get herbs.
Yeah. I wouldn't suggest to buy them there, but for that kind of stuff, there's no issue.
What herbs are you looking for, Jackie? Now, this connects nicely with the scene here. How could we make this more Portuguese? One way is to add canela, isn't it? Cinnamon. Yeah, and the correspondent who sent me that picture said it's not very nutritious, but it is a very delicious breakfast, the pastel de nata, of course. Not if you're Jackie, because she doesn't like custard. But the splash of cinnamon on there, yes or no? Fabrizio, do you like the cinnamon?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. I'm pretty much against the what do you call it? The white sugar, what do you call it? Icing sugar, which is usually put on top of, because I think that would be too sweet. But canela, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like Portuguese sushi, isn't it? In the best places, you'll get 2 sachets. When you get a sachet of icing sugar and a sachet of canela, like the wasabi soy sauce combo to go on your pastel de nata. Yeah. And I was thinking, okay, not very nutritious, but I mean, it's Portuguese soul food. So there's a lot to be said for how good it makes you feel. And you don't have to eat like hundreds of them every day, maybe one a day or one a week. I don't know, but a lovely treat. Now, when I looked up cinnamon on Wikipedia, typically, I think because Pfizer probably, they sponsor Wikipedia these days, it said, there's no known, although old wives talk about cinnamon having benefits, the research has shown there are no known benefits for this, so don't bother kind of thing on Wikipedia. However, if you look in a different direction, benefits of cinnamon, so you can know this when you're sprinkling cinnamon, if you do, on your custard tart in the morning. Antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-diabetic, antimicrobial, anti-cancer, lipid lowering, and cardiovascular disease lowering compound. Cinnamon has also been reported to have activities against neurological disorders such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's diseases. So I think that's a silver lining on your pastel de nata there, isn't it? A splash of cinnamon. And
sure. Is all the rest that really feel like a custard and the pastry? The rest won't kill you.
That
doesn't matter.
Okay,
well, you have to buy us something.
Exactly. That one was enjoyed this morning. Okay, so talking of herbs and plants and such things, we can go out onto your balcony because I asked you about Naked Gardening Day.
Yeah, sorry about the lack of nudity.
Well, no, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. You focus more on the gardening than the nudity, and fair enough that you might do that. We're going out on your balcony, and it's beautiful. So, is this your street view or the back view?
It's the back.
Okay, all right. So, is it?
Yeah.
Have you got a front balcony from where you can bless people?
We have a front windows where we see Jesus from.
And you can go there on a Sunday morning and bless the passing tourists.
We do. I do with my accent.
It's perfect. Okay, and there you are. Oh, there you go. Call me. Yeah. On the backstairs there, and these are beautiful. So, what do you recommend then on a balcony garden? What plants have you bought for this?
Well, I got those ones because I can be away for weeks, and
yes, okay. So they're hardy.
They're all succulents. They're all
right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Wonderful.
And I've got a couple of them that I need. I now planted. Japanese camellia, which is there on the corner. I hope she survives. Well, she better get on with it because I can't be like every. I mean, I'll give her all I got, but if I have to be away for 3 weeks on holiday, she better get on with it.
Okay, so a Japanese camellia is that like a dwarf camellia? Is it like a bonsai version of it?
No, it's just the very white, fleshy one.
Oh, okay.
The one that. The just to be very bourgeois in the description, the one that Chanel used as a symbol. That's sort of
very good. Okay, so you've done a beautiful job there, and excellent. So you can leave that, and you can go away, and that garden won't perish in the meantime.
Yeah.
Very good, very thoughtful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does it need much watering at other times? I mean, how is it, or is it very low maintenance?
4 to 6 weeks, I think.
Very good. Okay, so you've
Yeah.
struck the right balance there, haven't you? Got beautiful visuals, and it's
Yeah.
not
When they look a little bit floppy, I give
Yeah.
them a bit of attention.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what can work for many things.
I mean, that is good. That is good life advice generally, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, if we look a little bit floppy,
It
just
needs a
give
bit
it
of
a little
attention.
care.
Okay. And talking of which, you sent me this as well.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Is this in your house? Was this on the street? Where was
No,
this?
it was a shop. I passed the
Was
shop.
it?
I saw it through the window, and yeah,
And another reason to be quite suspicious of cats, really.
Exactly.
because all pets tend to do that. But cats, they're really kind of assessing the
Judging. I mean,
They're
that's what it
judgmental.
says.
Yeah, they got a judgmental look.
It does say, I don't know if this is meant for public consumption or you just sent it to me personally, but I've shown it now.
Yeah.
And the cat says, I watch and judge.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's true with cats.
they do. They do say, "Oh,
Yeah, I'm thinking dogs are thinking, God, knock yourself out. Nice one. I'm just going to lie
yeah,
over
yeah."
here.
And the
You
cat
know,
is like,
don't mind me. Yeah, I
what's
wouldn't
better
do that.
yeah. What's happened? Do you want to talk about it? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cat and dog owners might like to respond to that
Yeah.
particular sign there. We've had Erica Kay join us as well. We do want to answer this question about buying herbs. Are some difficult? I don't know. Mrs. M seems to be able to buy whatever she wants here. And more places are becoming available where you
You
can
know
buy
what?
all
There's
spices.
another mix which I haven't tried to. You know what? No, actually, fresh. For example, I always bring back to. For example, in I do a lot of I like to attempt to do a lot of Asian cuisine, for example.
Oh yeah.
And I seems to not find a lot of fresh herbs to do so. So lemongrass, for example, or all that stuff. I find them frozen,
Yes.
but
Not fresh.
but not fresh. So
Yeah.
I'm not able to go to a store and to buy that from any market. Like
Okay,
I
so
do
more
in other
sort of
places.
Southeast Asian rather than
Southeast
Indian.
Asians, yeah, it's a bit challenging.
Okay.
But then here and there, some stuff appear. For example, there's one thing that is you can greet in the sauce, for dipping sauce for called soba noodle. I mean, I'm not gonna sound like a chef.
Yeah,
I'm just
proper
attempting
foodie.
all this stuff. No? And there's this radish that you grate into there, and it's a
Yeah.
Korean white radish.
Radish, yes.
Yeah, well, I found from the lady over the road. So.
I can't remember the name of it. We've had that in our house as well. Yeah, the white
Doku.
yes, daikon.
Daikon.
There we go. The daikon.
That's it.
Daikon radish as well. Okay, so you found that and you've made a little kind of kimchi thing with that, have you?
I made cold soba noodle.
Check you out. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
If you're not trimming your bonsai, you're in the kitchen grating
Yeah. Twirling around, making green tea for my husband. Time for him to
Beautiful.
come back home.
Lucky fella.
That
Lucky
kind of-
fella. All right.
yeah.
We've got this phrase that doesn't work well in talking about husbands. Where was it you said that then, Antonio F? I'm lost in the chat now, but that lovely cardboard sign that you translated for us, perhaps not so useful in the marital situation, but I can't find it now. But well pointed out there, Joao de Nort. We've also got Sarah's joined us as well. How you doing, Sarah? Good to see you here this morning. Oh, here's the sign. The only fight you lose is the one you give up on. Yeah, perhaps not so useful when it comes to the bedroom. I'm not sure that advice works for a couple having a row, as Joao de Nort. And I think we should add a little bit of paisley and a tartan to that pick. We want Portuguese, though. We don't want a complete visual smorgasbord there. We're looking for Portuguese touches on that. But paisley and tartan going on in the mix there as well. That could actually be a theme for an Airbnb in its own right there. Thank you very much. Couldn't it? The pattern Airbnb, where you're guaranteed patterns from all around the world. Squire the Striers also in. Vossas adoráveis pessoas soberanas. Thank you very much for trying out your Portuguese. Antonio says that phrase was in on cardboard displayed on the video about the 25th of April, March. It's not my doing, unfortunately. We got that. Thank you, Antonio.
And the people that was holding it was on top of what do you call it? A tank.
Yeah.
The original tank from 1974. And the people holding it were like 17, 18 years old. So.
Oh, how wonderful. What a lovely sort of contrast or beautiful. Crochet trousers are underrated. I think this was one of my earlier fashion tips. I've had some really good fashion tips on this show, and crochet trousers were part of one of my earlier collections that I was curating. So I would agree with you, Erica, there. Fabrizio, Ian, crochet trousers?
Never had any.
I've got some woolen trunks as well. They're actually part of a bikini, but I couldn't resist them.
That is a look. But the wool trouser, I'm not sure.
I think the woolen bikini bottom is not very practical because it gets. Not for going in the water, and mainly just for posing on the beach. My preference with those. Okay, and it's going to be Ali is having quite the time backstage, hearing of these angles, also serving suggestions. But Ali, you'll have a knowing look on your face when you see them all over the Algarve this summer. I remember where I heard that first. La Senor Antonio from the Squire, and slow going Antonio, says Erica K. I have to look up every 10th word. We'll keep it going. It used to be 20th word, every 5th word, didn't it? Or every word back in the day. No, it's only every 10th word. So keep up the good work there, Erica. Not so sunny this morning in Miranda de Corvo, but every day in Portugal is always beautiful. That's the spirit. Cinnamon also helps control blood sugar levels. You see, much to commend cinnamon for on your pastel de nata. The only herb not available in Portugal is Herb Albert. Or should I say?
No, he's looking lost about Herb Albert.
All right. My current garden is 2,500 miles long. Boasting. If I was to go naked gardening in that, I might get thrown back in the canal. I see. So your whole hedgerow along the canal is your garden there. It's a shared garden with all the canal dwellers there. Isn't that what a lovely life that is? Oh, Ian, I've got a video of canal life from Jackie we might be able to squeeze in. And I had one. We haven't got time now, I don't think, but there's a new Starbucks opening in Portugal, in Porto. I wonder what people think about that. And 2 sharks spotted in the Obidos Lagoon, which I drove past yesterday. 2.5 meters each, apparently.
No.
It's true, yeah. I did.
Remember that? Cananga odorata is the true Chanel No. 5 perfume tree, says Squire. It's the common name, or lang-a-lang is the common name. How about that? The things you learn. And Squire, I used to use lang-a-lang oil for aromatherapy. It's beautiful. It is and a great name as well, lang-a-lang. Right, we've nearly got Ali with us. We haven't really finished with our Lisbon lowdown, have we? What's coming up? What are the highlights to share with people from Lisbon in the coming little while here, Fabrizioni?
I think next month we'll probably start to see a few more preparations coming up ready for Santa Populares, because obviously we'll start practicing. So if you're around and about, keep your eyes open. You'll see a few little practice runs going on here and there.
Of grilling of sardines and the outfits, and fantastic stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, there was plenty of that yesterday. Actually, we went up to Alameda, and there was a big sort of Sardinias and everything else being done there, so a lot of canteens.
And around Portugal, we went to see 2 movies there. There's I don't know where the next locations are of the festival, the Cinema Italiano, so Italian Cinema Festival, and we saw very good movies. One of them is Ainda Temos Amanhã, which in Italian is C'è ancora domani, or We Still Have Tomorrow, which is a movie about the female condition of women, the female condition in Italy at the end of the war, 1955 or something like that. Wonderful movie. So if the festival is in your town or close to you, just please go and see and try to see this movie.
Okay, so this is touring Portugal as well, or it's a Lisbon based?
Yeah, because it was Lisbon for like a week or something.
Yeah,
and then he was in Setúbal for a few days, and I think he's in Porto next week.
How lovely!
and there's few things
I think
around.
it goes all the way up to the end of June. So
and they're always
something different to catch up.
And they're all this very offbeat cinema homes. Some of them that cinema houses, some of them that are like from the Art Deco, and tickets cost €4 each ticket to go and see a very good movie, and you can get drinks and stuff like that. It's fun. So if you want to...
it is fun going to the cinema anyway in Portugal, isn't it? Even at the mainstream cinemas. But to see a lovely fringe festival of that kind, I don't mean that in a bad way, but you just indie cinema.
Of course. Also because movies now is fringe, because movie could be a 1 year old or 2 years old and stuff like that, 20 years old and stuff. And
the Italians know how to make a movie, don't they?
They make a lot of them, actually.
Yes, absolutely. Boo for Starbucks. No contest to coffee in Portugal, just a corporate seizure of a big market of coffee lovers. Go to your local pastelerias. Well said, Alyson. Thank you for speaking up this morning on behalf of the local coffee makers and brewers. Those sharks are common on the Portuguese shores. However, they are usually small and harmless. I read they were cação, a dogfish. Okay, well, I hope so. Don't you? And guess what? The advice was to not swim near them. I think most people would have kind of known that, but anyway, you never know, do you? Let's give her a nice big round of applause. Morning, Ellie.
Good morning. Morning, guys. Okay, I'm trying to picture you in a knitted pair of swimming trunks in the water with the sharks. I'm
Why would
wondering
you do
what
that?
happens.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I think the sharks will swim away, mate.
I see what you did there.
No, forgone.
The shark repellent.
Excellent. Now you've got a marketing angle you didn't have before.
I've always, as you know, anyone who's watched for a little while knows that I'm sort of dabbling with the fashion scene, and now this is my big break, isn't it? Shark repelling knitted trunks.
You're onto a winner, mate.
My own merch, my special merch. Now, there was a lot of talk this morning, Ali, about the pea-stained denim which you can buy as well. Were you here for that?
Oh, I don't even know where to begin to answer that.
So
really,
let's not bother. How are you this morning? What's going on in the Algarve?
I'm not too bad. Do you want a good photo of the arm? There you go.
Oh, let's zoom in. Let's zoom in on the scar. It's like that scene from Jaws. It's like the scene from Jaws.
I didn't have my swimming trunks on. What can I say?
Are you healing well?
Yes, slowly. I literally started my first physiotherapy this week. I have a brilliant neighbour that lives literally on the other side of the road, who everyone recommended as the best physiotherapist around. So that's handy.
That is handy.
That's
very
good.
So, very good.
Healing very slowly. I can move my hand, but no grip yet. So Dave's still busy doing lots of jobs around the house. Sadly,
I would be milking that. I mean, are you thinking that's just? No, definitely no grip. Definitely no grip. Sorry, it's not coming back yet.
Sorry, no, can't do anything. No, I've done. I managed to do a painting this month for a client. Can't tell you anything about it. It's a big surprise, but I'll tell you next month.
Yes.
But so I managed to paint, but I could paint because I'm right-handed, but I couldn't open any of the paint tubes, and I kept thinking, I can't call Dave every time I want to open another tube of paint because I use about 20.
Enjoy it.
So I got a big weight, and I managed to work out that if I stuffed the weight down on one end of the tube and held that, and then I could actually twist the end of the lid off. So I managed to work the rest of it I could do. But yeah, it's amazing till you lose the function of one of your sort of arms and hands, how little you can actually do, how many things trap you completely.
It's like what you were saying about freedom, Fabrizio. We take things for granted, don't we? And it's worthwhile honouring these things and being grateful for them. Yeah, it's easy to take things for granted. Yeah, for sure. Well, keep on. It sounds like you've got a good regime of care and support there, and you're continuing to work, which is fantastic. Maybe you need an apprentice.
Ooh.
Like those, you see the old sort of Renaissance painters, didn't they?
This is a good idea, isn't it? So I just draw it out and then let somebody else do all the work. This sounds, yes, I like the sound of that.
Take the rest of the day off, basically.
No, I've really missed paint. I love the whole creative process. I love it. So nice to be back at least.
Well, some solidarity with Baddy. Oh boy, I know how that is. Having functional hands is essential. Find out who your friends are, don't you, in that situation? And
Dave's been brilliant. I have to publicly thank him because season apart, he's been amazing. I'm wearing it out, I think.
Yeah, love to you, Dave. Just had carpal tunnel
Oh.
surgery yesterday on my left hand, says Baddy. So she's in complete sympathy with you there. Incredible. Right. So actually, there was something you said, Fabrizio, that I didn't pick up on earlier on, and it connects really with the Algarve as well. Things are getting busier. You seem to be saying, Fabrizio, that it's getting a bit expensive in Lisbon as well. Is that tangible, noticeable, that life is getting a little bit more expensive there? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
Price of popularity, I guess.
I guess, or maybe because everything starts to cost more, and but we see the difference in eating out, for example.
Right.
And transport seems to be still quite cheap, but eating out, of course, rent, and of course, properties, and of course, all that stuff. Even if they're still going down, but if, for example, eating all the fluffy stuff, the stuff that you do as a recreation, but it seems to be going up and up in price. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because the Portuguese side of food is going up, but slower. But actually, once you go off the beaten track and you start trying to eat something else, then you suddenly realise that restaurants, now, pizza is probably 15
euros. I mean, it's unthinkable in Italy. For example, the pizza will cost 15 or to 17 euros.
Yes, that must be very difficult to be an Italian in Lisbon, not only to see the sacrilege of pizza being cooked in a way that is probably not acceptable, and really expensive as well. So you have my sympathies on that. Yeah. Similarly in the Algarve, is that the case as well, Ali? Are things, things are heating up, the tourists are coming back. So often that's the way anyway, isn't it? That the menus get swapped out with the tourist prices. And so is that the picture that generally in the Algarve?
I think so. We tend to try and eat really local. So I haven't noticed our local places. We used to pay, say, 80 cents for a coffee, 70 or 80. Some places now it's, 90. So coffees have gone up sort of 10, 20 cents in places, and all drinks kind of relative to that.
A hike, isn't it?
We tend to eat local, so we can still get change from 35 euros for a good meal for two. So it's not too bad. But if you go to a more tourist location, for sure, it's definitely. We head down to the Algarve once or twice a week for different things, and it's just busier. You really get that sense now. Summer is not far around the corner. Prices have really gone up. That's the big thing we've noticed down here. There's huge developments coming up with a lot of apartment blocks. And your starting price now is 350, 400 for an apartment. It's
really, wow, that's an interesting time since we've all been talking together. We're seeing the change here before our very eyes, aren't we?
Yeah.
Ian, you're adding something there.
Yeah, I was going to say one thing I have to say about eating out, though, is we've noticed a lot of churn. There's been a lot of places that kind of closed down and have reopened up as other things, and I'm not quite sure that's had a bit of an influence on prices. So we're coming towards the end of the pandemic. There was probably a lot of places still closed. Actually, maybe before as well. There were not places that weren't stuff, but now a lot of new restaurants opened up. But definitely, what seems to be opening up is more expensive than what was there before. Whether it's because it's costing more and they're paying more.
Yes,
rent for the properties. I'm not quite sure.
Or because the ingredients and materials and
I think it's probably a combination of everything. Probably
There's a huge difference between lunchtime and dinner, for example. But on that case, I'm not going to focus just on food. But having lunch will cost between 15 to 17 euros, including everything, and dinner will be close to 30 to 40 per person.
And presumably, if you know where to go and it's not a touristy place, you can still get your prato do dia for 10 or 12.
This is what we do quite often. But
Okay. Well, I mean, it's an interesting sort of paradox or irony, isn't it? That this is the price of popularity. We want people to be paid better in Portugal, don't we? And when a place gets more popular, it gets more expensive. So I don't know what we can do about that, except sort of remember the good old days. Okay, and look away now, Fabrizio, because Thunderduck saw someone break their spaghetti before cooking it.
Oh man.
Oh dear. Okay, many people don't know it's actually legal.
His face.
No, hang on, because I break them.
You do?
Into small little pieces when I make a soup with it, for example.
Right.
A minestra.
Oh, okay. So there
I
are
make small little pieces like this, and then that's quite good. Good for lentil soup, for example. Broken down spaghetti.
Yeah, but that is strategic breaking, isn't it, of spaghetti?
Yes.
Not your normal.
Usually I manage to make all pieces all kind of the same.
That's wonderful. Do you see care and attention to detail, not just a vulgar, aggressive snapping of the spaghetti and chucking it into not even boiling water? There are cartoons that are about this. Here they are.
Yeah.
Not just that one. There's another as well. Thank you, T-Duck, who takes this very seriously as well. What's this cartoon here? So someone breaking their spaghetti. Rumble, rumble, rumble. They said, Traditore della Patria. What does that mean there, Fabrizio?
Traitor of homeland.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that serious.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a Portuguese equivalent of this as well. Okay, let's have a look at. Thank you, T-Duck, for that. So many things we're learning this morning that we didn't really know were on the agenda. Right, the Snapshot, another beautiful scene from the Algarve there, beautiful beach. Where are we with Dave in this one?
That's Cordoama on the west coast. Yeah, just past
Right.
Yeah, beautiful, absolutely stunning.
Volcanic kind of rocks there. They're not just dark because they've been staying with water. These are actually black rocks, are they?
Yeah, I mean, you've only got to look at the coastline along there to see the history in the layers of rock. That it's beautiful, and it's been quite an interesting beach over the years because we've had really low tides that have brought out amazing rocks that are mostly hidden. And we had a few years ago, and I'm not quite sure why, a very strange phenomenon where all the sand disappeared along a part of it. So you literally saw rocks that haven't been seen for a long while, and it was prehistoric almost. It was amazing.
Incredible.
It's a lovely beach. It's a really nice beach. Lovely sand.
You never know what's going to happen to you when you live by the sea there, and these
beautiful
natural phenomena, and a great place to have some wedding pics done as well. We're in the same place here. What is that formation on the bottom right hand corner?
It's the same. Yeah, it's just further along the beach. Yeah, it's still Cordoama. Yeah, it's you can see on the wedding photo in the background there some of the rock face and the cliffs behind as well. And that you can see the strata, the lines in the rocks. It's beautiful. And when the light hits it, because it's a great place for a sunset.
Yes,
those rocks glow orange. I mean, they really do gleam. It's one of our favourite beaches for sure.
I can understand why. And Dave does wedding photos. This is the bit, isn't it, in the wedding celebration day where the couple disappear for an hour in a 4x4 and go to the beach, is it?
Well, partly, but actually, no, this wasn't. This was a couple. They literally decided when they were in Lisbon, they just got married. And then they contacted Dave when they came down to the Algarve and said, we've just got married. We just want a photo shoot to remember our holiday. But when they turned up in their wedding gear, which Dave wasn't actually expecting. He was just expecting a sunset photo shoot of a couple, but went with it. But they were just a wonderful couple, so in love. It was. They've had a real privilege to photograph something like that. It's a very special moment.
Very good.
Yeah, lovely, nice couple.
Excellent. Well, all the very best to them. And
sure.
Together. That's not the same gentleman there, is it?
No, but carry on. You'll see some more shots. But this is still Cordoama. You can see that's the cliff along the top, and it's a good beach for surfing. But I think I included one more picture. If you flick over again.
Oh,
yes, there you go. They do that sort of thing as well. Crazy.
Yes, crazy.
Now, that's crazy.
Yes, there you go. So Cordoama Beach, you can have a photo shoot there, and supporting the work too at the same time of the Madruga charity. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? Because that's through Dave's.
Madrugada is they do two things. They do home care help for end of life, and they fundraise as well. And it's a really good charity out here. We're going to interview them for the June or July issue. So I'll have more from John, the president, on that one. But this is just every month we do a photo walk. They're completely free. You can turn up any camera you like, and two professional photographers will help you with whatever you need to do with your photos. So, but that's why we did all the Cordoama ones, because we're going to do a Cordoama beach. And we're going to get a couple of models. I'm not sure if they'll be wearing a wedding dress or not, but you never know.
Do you know what? I'm being inspired here because it's my wedding anniversary on Saturday on World Naked Gardening Day and my wedding anniversary. It's going to be such an exciting day. And I've got an idea now. I'm going to suggest to Mrs. M that we go paragliding. Yes.
Oh, girl. I'm sorry, Mrs. M, in advance.
Would it be naked paragliding?
No, he's going to wear his little knitted trunks.
I didn't say they were little. Did I say they were little?
I didn't. Knitted.
No, I wouldn't say little.
I didn't say little. So that was your visualization with the shark.
Yeah.
They suddenly became little. Right. Okay. Let's change the subject. It's anti-right. It's anti-right. With a tutti frutti as well.
Beautiful. She's a fantastically talented artist down here in the Algarve. And she's actually that's my maiden name right as well. So I have a kind of kindred spirit alongside her. Fabulously talented. She paints huge canvases, 2 meters wide. She's crazy.
Hold on a minute. I'm just rewinding to your maiden name. He married Miss Wright.
He did. I was Miss Wright until I met him. Yes.
Very good. Okay. So, and well done, Angie, right here. Well, that picture is called Tutti Frutti there, and they're huge canvases. You don't get a sense of that necessarily, do you, with the pictures on the right there? But they are so beautiful and colourful. Fantastic.
She's fantastic. Very talented. Really like her
stuff. Right. And we're popping back to Figs on the Phone show as well. Oh, they were on the telly, and apparently, I think we're going to be me and Bairandi. We did little bits on. I think it's Place in the Sun. I can't remember which TV show it was for now. But they were on. I think me and Bairandi are on this week as well with a couple who are moving to Portugal very soon. It all went very well for them. So check out Bairandi. If you've not seen him in real life, he'll be on your British television soon with A Place in the Sun. Corpus Christi here. What's going on? This was more public holidays. I love that. This is a feature in the magazine. More public holidays.
Even more, yes.
Right.
We've got because obviously Wednesday was Labour Day, which is a slight problem for us as our car was playing up. When I tried to ring around a few garages to get a bit of help, and they were all shut. Yeah, surprisingly. But that's part of the origins of the Labour Union movement, I think, of trying to get the 8-hour working day. I don't know any Portuguese locally to here that work 8 hours. If you run a restaurant, you work at least 12 hours, don't you? Or a cafe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah, 8 hours work, 8 hours recreation, 8 hours rest. That was the blueprint.
It was.
Good luck with that for some.
Yes, exactly. And then Corpus Christi is May the 30th, so you've got another holiday there. So,
wow, May is very well blessed then with public holidays, or this part of in this last month or so. And May the 5th on Sunday is Mother's Day in Portugal, but not a public holiday. So that will be because it varies, doesn't it, around the world, the different days.
It does. It's confusing, isn't it?
A watercolor art holiday, you can do that. You can go and stay, can you, with the Figs folks?
Yes, you can either stay and do the whole week, or there are daily workshops that you can chip into as well. So it's and then they've got another Mediterranean diet cooking course as well. So I love Figs on the Fun show. They really do original and different courses and workshops and holidays. They're really good. It's
of delectable vegetarian dishes inspired by the culinary artistry of Ottolenghi, who I have heard of, and I do like Ottolenghi's food suggestions and recipes. And Ishta Belfrage, not heard of Ishta Belfrage, but I've heard that the food is very good, whether you're learning about cooking or you're actually eating at Figs on the Phone show. So shout out to Figs on the Phone show. And come and stay in Algarve. What is this lovely place we could try?
Dave did a photo shoot. It's a kind of deluxe kind of boutique B&B, but they have renovated this Portuguese house beautifully, and they do amazing breakfast as part of it, and really amazing breakfast. Dave was really stunned because they laid everything out for him to photograph, and we just thought it'd be nice to share different sort of local venues. But if you want to stay around Algarve, this is a nice place to stay. It's lovely. We've done a really nice
like
job.
The look of that breakfast.
Yeah.
I was liking the look of that breakfast, but now I think I prefer this breakfast here. That's great, doesn't it? Beautifully, perfectly poached egg, I think, on some sourdough toast or something along those lines.
There's some avocado on there as well. Yeah, very nice.
Oh my goodness, fantastic! Right, okay. I've zoomed in. I'm zooming back out to the AlgarveDailyNews.com. There's quite big things going on in the Portuguese media. I saw Chris Sainty, the previous ambassador, is now the CEO of Portugal News, and they're going to be launching in Lisbon and Porto, I believe. The Algarve Daily News, that's a smaller one. It's down there in the south, of course, isn't it?
Yeah, it's online, and they've been run it for years. I mean, it was Paul Rees originally.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And then Sue and Chris Englefield took over, and they do a great job with it. And they've been really nice because they have a weekly free email newsletter with all, and I love catching up with everything because you do miss things, and it's nice to have a nice little summary every week of what's happened. But they very kindly let me share some of their best stories from the month. So we've been starting a little slot in the magazine now with that. Just picking out the most interesting stories really for the Algarve, and seeing what's happening there. It's always interesting. There's always something going on.
Yeah,
So,
Paul Rees, what a legend! Because
he is. Yeah, he is. He's a good one.
Lovely shot of Zara and birds on this. My cats went on a bird killing, or one of them went on a bird killing spree. He's quite young, and I think he just couldn't believe how easy and how much fun it was. Much children's horror. Beauty. I mean, I think he got probably a European Seren. These are beautiful birds that he was bringing into the house. I don't know what to do about it. Maybe we need to stick a bell on him. But there's a guide to Portuguese birds here, is there? Or is this particularly local to you?
No, it's just somebody recommended it to me, and it's brilliant. It's a free app for your phone called Merlin, and it's a bird recognition tool, basically. And all you do is you put the app on and you tell it to start recording, and it picks up bird song and tells you the birds. And I've been fascinated. So this isn't even the full list. I'm up to 25 different birds, just literally from the bottom of our road, virtually. These are all in the hedgerow and the path and the fields around us. But it's great because, say it picks up 4 different birds, every time that bird sings again, it lights up. So you then know what the European Seren sounds like. And I've started being able to pick up and recognise some of the birds. And I've found some of the names, I'm like, wow, we've got one of those here at the bottom of my road. Because we've got lots and lots of really beautiful bird song, and I've never known what they all were. We've got a nightingale. I thought we had one, and we've actually got about 10 around us. And nightingales have a tree that they seem to live in, literally. So you can walk past and say good morning to the same nightingale every morning because he's sat in the tree singing away to you. It's a free app. It's brilliant. I had no idea. Somebody recommended it. I can highly recommend sticking it on your phone. You'll have great fun with it.
Well, I've put the link to it. That's really helpful. What a lovely thing to have discovered and to share with people. Brilliant. I do notice, though, Ali, you've got the common cuckoo, the common nightingale, the common quail there. Is that because it's the Algarve? I mean, I think we've got the sophisticated cuckoo on the side.
Possibly. We've got a Eurasian oyster catcher, though. Don't forget that.
Okay, that makes up.
And a Eurasian collared dove, not just a normal dove, but common quails. Yeah, I mean, that literally was virtually on 2 walks. I think I picked up all those birds, and it's amazing. And it gives you can click on each bird, and you can find out the history and where in the world it nests, where its habitat, where it reproduces. It's a really good app, for a free app. I've been really impressed with it.
Very good, and well done everybody for not making a puerile joke about tits. That's very good. So let's move on.
I was waiting for it.
I was to.
Okay, we've moved on. Because that would just be immature, wouldn't it? Let's face it. So from fauna to flora here as well. Yeah. Is this another ID app, or are these just some beautiful photos that have been taken?
No, just photos, literally the bottom of our road again. I mean, this is the river on the right-hand side that we walk, the bottom of our road, and there it is. It's stunning. But the flowers at the moment, the poppies are amazing. It's just that time of year, isn't it? And they seem to settle themselves beautifully with a backdrop of some nice white little daisies as well to even set them off better. But we've got these ones top right there. Those deep purple poppies are stunning. They're huge, and the centers on them are just beautiful. Yeah, really like them. So
you can do a bit of guerrilla gardening as well. If you get those seed heads later on in the year, you can just sprinkle them wherever you want them to grow for next year, can't you? How lovely is that? What a beautiful place to live and walk. Fantastic.
It's a great time to be doing walks at the moment anyway. It is really the time. We were up in the Arabita last weekend.
Yes. And there's a lot of flowers and marigolds and what's the name of that thing? Cardiff, thistle.
The thistle.
God.
What?
Come on, try again.
You can do this. Yeah. Stop it, Ian.
Whatever. That one at the bottom.
That one down there.
That's
the Scottish one. The Scottish one. Yeah. All right. So, who's this beauty here? Who needs a home?
Yeah, well, we always do. He's his dog of the month. We always pick one that needs a new home, and this is Dingo. Bless him. Isn't he just a sweet-looking boy? He's very shy. He's got a brother that he's a bit more confident when they're together. So he ideally will need someone to take some time with him to build his confidence. But he's only young. Bless him. He's about 3, 4 years old. Just a really sweet, gentle, intelligent face there, hasn't he? He's lovely. It's a very sweet dog.
So from Isa, you can reach out if you've got a place. If your lifestyle is suitable, there are dogs like Dingo, aren't there, who need homes.
All over the Algarve. But yeah, we literally just try and feature one every month and see if we can. Yeah,
fair enough. There he is, little Dingo. Good luck to you, mate. Boa sorte. And what have we got? Is this the a cataplana, of course, the copper dish here?
Yes.
Mrs. Chicken, what's this about?
It's okay. So it's an adaptation of a traditional cataplana dish that has chicken in it, and the Portuguese is Dona Galinha foi à praia. So that's the Portuguese name is Mrs. Chicken went to the beach. Don't ask me why that's the name of it, but that is the name of the recipe. It's a very traditional one, but you can put chicken in there.
So it's turf and surf by the sound of it. A mixture of meat and seafood in that beautiful cataplana dish there. Very good.
Yeah, no seafood. No, it's got sweet potatoes, chicken, bacon, onion, peppers.
Oh, okay. So Mrs. Chicken went to the beach and got cooked instead of the seafood.
Exactly.
Because I think originally the cataplana was a way to cook with seawater, no?
Is that right? Didn't know that. So you're stewing it in its own seawater there. So maybe
Well, I think the idea was they took the cataplana and they put all the garlic and the oils and all the herbs in there ready, and then when they caught the fish, they would add the fish into the cataplana and then cook it. So they took it ready to cook on board on the boat. That's, I think, the tradition. That's where they originally came from, because they've got a really tight clasp on them, haven't they, to close them shut. So that even if the boat's rocking, the oils and everything aren't going to leak out.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, and it keeps all the flavour in as well. That's perfect. Okay, so that's in Snapshot this month. Boa Comida and a cataplana called Mrs. Chicken. Right. Well, look, there's a definite surge in interest in learning more Portuguese. This community is doing very well on that in all sorts of ways. And you're helping here too, as well, with polite expressions. That's the feature for Olá, Bom Dia, and learning a bit more Portuguese, right? With Rui and Joel as well, I think.
With Rui and Joel, they're great. We share a little lesson every month, which is always good to be polite when you start out, isn't it?
Definitely, yes. And then it can go different ways.
Downhill fast. When you're in hospital and the doctors teach you rude words, you go downhill fast. Yeah.
Really?
I can swear brilliantly now.
Oh, fantastic!
Share a little bit.
No, that's maybe on an evening webinar. We can't possibly do that right now, honestly, Fabrizio. Right, my top 5 Algarve. Who's this then? Ginny de Vert. What a great name.
Ginny, she's our dear friend. Well, Cat the dog, if you've read the book, Ginny was the wonderful lady who found Cat wandering on a little road in Spain, brought her back. We adopted her. And she's since found Mad Zara that we've now got as well. So she's a lifelong friend who's filled our home with 4 paws. And she's a wonderful lady, does so much for animal rescue and charities. Not been very well, but she's getting better now.
Well, lots of love to Ginny then.
They're in her top 5 with us. Well, she sneaked top 7 because she didn't cut it down. And I thought, do you know, you can have 7, love.
Yes, no, fair enough. That is a hard thing to do, to impose on people. We've got TJ Green. We're running out of time this morning. We've got TJ Green, who you can meet as well with Magic, Myths and Mystery. You try saying that.
She writes beautiful, really good fantasy books, really good. And she lives in the Algarve. I've met her. We've had coffee. She's a really nice lady. She's very good.
And I'm liking Mon Chic Man there. Your work available, of course, Ali, and you're currently working on a commission that you can't say too much about, but you may in future episodes when you join us. And of course, that's where to get your own copy of Snapshot. I've got 27 pages here. How many are in the full edition?
I've beaten my record at 134, and I have no idea how that happened, but 134
What
pages.
incredible value you offer. That's fantastic,
Thank
Ali. Thank you for being here. Let's just do
You're
a few final comments then, because we've inspired a few people, I think, or you have this morning. If you can just stay for a couple more minutes. We've dealt with the breaking of pasta. That's been, I think people have been rebuked to know not to do that. The origin of this law dates back to the 1800s, when pasta became a staple of Italian cuisine. At the time, pasta was in high demand, but in scarce supply. So why it is still illegal to break pasta in Italy today? Answer is simple. Tradition. Italians are known for respecting and preserving their traditional customs. Would you agree, Fabrizio?
Well, yeah, lately politically it's gone the wrong way. That kind of
no. Okay, that's a can of worms.
But I'm not going to comment any. Yeah.
Okay, so the cultural traditions, if not the political ones.
Yeah, where is pasta is cool.
Okay, big change in the Algarve houses. The big change in the Algarve houses is ridiculous. All the houses building now are 1 million and over. Next door to me, they're building it at 1 million and over. Madness, she says. Gemini, that will surely increase the value of your property, though, won't it? On the upside. Humble Crafter, no, it means no Portuguese will buy those houses. It will only be for rich foreigners, says Antonio. Michael Whitby in this morning. Hola, bon dia, trasado. And Antonio, that's really sad, says Jackie, because there will be no locals there. I'm keen to live and learn the Portuguese way of life. Being among the people is how you get to know the country. I think you're going to be okay in Central with that, which is your current chosen destination, Jackie. I don't know. I thought it would devalue. I don't know how that's going to go. Oh, Lovey. Did he join when we were talking about my knitted trunks? I think possibly there. An Irish guy bought the land cheap 15 years ago. There's quite the controversy there, isn't it? Algarve comes across as very commercialized, which makes life tough for the locals. It's not all like that. We haven't got time to go into it, have we, Ali? But it's not all like that, is it?
No, we moved away to Algeciras on the west coast, and we live amongst Portuguese people, and it's still a traditional way of life here, and you can find those spots. It depends where you are. If you hit the main Algarve in the major tourist areas in the summer, you're going to see a completely different world. Yeah. But you don't have to travel far to find somewhere quiet.
Yep, there you go, Jackie. Ottolenghi is my favourite food and recipe creator, says Alyson. Thank you for being here this morning, Alyson. I'm so looking forward to seeing the real Portugal, tiny villages and huge love and sincerity. I don't want to be anywhere commercial. I love a quiet life. Well, you have plenty of places to choose from as well. Oh, there's talk of the trip to the Aveiro Craft Beer Festival. So a few gumpers are going along to that. And James has got the app that you mentioned, Merlin, and you can also ID birds from a photo as well. That's a fantastic inclusion this morning. Thank you very much for that. Wonderful stuff. Thank you, Jackie, says Gemini. There's a big gap, but my sea view will have to go. That's a shame. There. Those two having quite the chat in the chat there this morning. And Liz F. Finally, what a great way to conclude the show this morning. Thank you. Really enjoyed the show today. Well, it has been very far-ranging, isn't it? With fashion tips, food tips,
fashion
charts. Yes, Ali.
Oh, come on, right next month. I want you modelling. Come on, let's get you on your next month.
Only if Dave does the photo shoot, okay? I don't know if he's had any calls for World Naked Gardening Day. I'm ready. Oh, yes. That's coming out in the early hours of Saturday morning. Have a lovely day. Thanks, Ali. Thank you, Fabrizio. Thank you, Ian.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers. All right, and we'll see you next month. Lovely, great fun hanging out with you. Have a great day.
Thanks,
cheers.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.